Guys, I think I found it. I have found the pinnacle of sports anime, and it's called Blue Lock. I've always seen Blue Lock, I've seen it on my feed, I've seen it in edits, I've seen a bunch of it, but I never really got into it. And that, I think, is one of the greatest mistakes I have ever made, because this anime is so peak. Blue Lock is honestly in my top 5. I'm sorry. But to be honest, in a lot of the animes I watch, I don't really like the protagonist. For example, in Naruto, I don't really like Naruto. I like Sasuke and Itachi. I think their story's more appealing. I think their story's kinda better. Not that I think Naruto's story is stupid. I'm just more attracted to those characters.
Hey, yo!
But in this anime, I just think the protagonist, Yoichi Isagi, is one of the greatest protagonists in shonen anime history, because he just has that perfect balance. I don't know how the author did it, but they just gave him as many struggle moments, as many hype moments, aura moments. They put so much in, but it never felt watching. Anyway, before I get into this deeper dive of Yoichi Isagi, if you guys haven't watched Blue Lock, go ahead and do that. This is why Yoichi Isagi should be the standard of shonen protagonists. To understand his character, we have to go to the beginning of the anime. Isagi loses the qualifying finals and loses his spot in the nationals. Defeated, he hears about Blue Lock, and with his dream to become a world-class striker, runs in, thinking nothing is gonna stop him. And he meets some pretty cool people along the way. But the one thing he learns about is ego. He kicks Kira in the face with the iconic squiggly eyes, and then all of a sudden, he thinks he's ready for his first soccer game in Blue Lock, as he proceeds to literally get 5-1'd by Shohei Baro, signifying that Yoichi Isagi has plenty to learn. But he evolves slowly but surely. First, he scores his first goal, then he meets Nagi, and gets a whole chemical reaction off of that guy. And can I say, Isagi and Nagi are literally the best duo in Blue Lock. He gets a couple wins, but he's never often prideful. As soon as whatever little pride Isagi got was immediately shattered by Rin, who just showed pure dominance on the field. And Isagi was crushed, however, he made it his goal to surpass Rin. And at this point in the story, Isagi's been through a lot. He's learned off the ball movement, he's got his own shot, and he's learned about exposing people's blind spots. But he still had many mistakes. He tried to take an entire team on by himself, straight up missed a shot, and has gotten the ball stolen from him multiple times. But he gets up and keeps trying, and even sometimes gets a win. Hell, even in games like Rin, Bachida, and the long-haired dude, and that schizophrenic muscle guy, I genuinely thought Isagi was gonna win this game, but he didn't. Even though he used all those chemical reactions with Nagi, he used Baro to devour him, and then he devoured Baro to score literally 4 goals. The game ended 5-4. It wasn't a cakewalk. So Isagi has had his fair share of struggles. But with that, he's also had his fair share of aura. Yes, I said it like that. Take Shohei Baro, an immensely egotistical, prideful, and extremely egotistical player. Isagi constantly tries to give Baro a chance to have a chemical reaction and somehow save this game that they're literally down by. When Baro apparently refuses to play ball and says he'd rather lose than use some sort of teamwork, then he says, "Yo, Nagi, let me put this team on my back real quick." And he has, I think, is one of the greatest speeches in Blue Lock.
Darkness to this field, so I'll devour it! And turn it into light!
He then proceeds to literally tell off Baro and says,
Donkey.
yeah, he basically puts him in his place for the next, 4 points, I think. It was so much aura, he was literally forced to pass. Like, he instinctively passed it to Isagi. And even though Baro scored that 1 point, I still think he threw the game. Like, sure, you scored the winning goal, but you were basically throwing a hissy fit the whole time. Like, we're trying to win the game, and you're literally selling open passes. Like, why did we put this guy on the team? Anyway, now let's go to Rin. During Isagi's second game with Rin, he finally figures out a way to surpass him after it literally being 4-3 or something. Because Rin's a genius and literally reads Isagi's play, he takes a blind spot that was only created because of that and does a back heel shot into the goal. With another one of the greatest speeches in Blue Lock. However, I think it sounds better in sub. Yes, I watched through the entire anime in dub. Sue me. And kind of spoilers for Season 2, I mean, it's literally been a couple years since Season 2 released, you guys should know this. But at the end of the U20 versus Blue Lock 11 game, when Isagi scores the final goal, Rin basically says that he's gonna tear him apart or devour him or something like that. And then, after 2 seasons of this man Isagi just glazing Rin, he finally says,
I'd like to see you try.
solidifying that Isagi thinks he's surpassed Rin. This is after 2 seasons. This is what we call peak character development. Take notes, Invincible, and My Hero Academia, both of them can get it. And the balance of these hardships and these moments literally make Isagi one of the greatest protagonists I think I've ever seen on television. Hey, but what do you think? Do you think Isagi's one of the greatest anime characters ever known? Or do you eat glue? Comment below. And then comment a character you want me to do a video on. And if you guys watch this video, I literally have a video up on the screen about Toji Fushiguro. Go watch that one too. That's all for me. Peace.